Alright, so I wanted to set this up so I could measure the body without any hardware on it, except for the claw in the back. Let's go. Wow. £2.86 pounds. Just the body. That is really light. Push and hold to turn off. Yes, indeed. That is really light. Okay. I did go after the belly cut with the 2X, and it did a phenomenal job. There is still a little bit of swirl there, which comes out a lot more on the camera than it does in person. And you know, I could touch it up again. Let's see. What have we got to lose? Let's see. Let's get that pad back out. I'm still going with the yellow one. Oh, it's still a little bit wet from yesterday after washing, but the front is dry. Let's see. Well, let me turn it this way so I can get at it better. Let me find the drop. There. And push the pad in. Let's just see if we can get the final little bit. She's on high speed. Let's go low speed to begin with. Why isn't it going? There it is. Maximum low speed is pretty good, just to keep it going so that you don't burn through. Thinking I should have used a fully dried pad. Oh, that belongs to that. And where's the one for this? Yeah, there it is. Let me just clean up these splatters. That won't hurt anything. Did it help to go a little bit further? Let's see. Let's see. Put it in the light. No, it didn't really help that much more. Smooth, that's for sure, but it looks like those swirls might be in a lower coating of this back plate. Okay, this is under the guard. Outside the guard is not so bad. And did it improve? Yes, it did a little bit. That 2X is really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Alright, let me get this tie off of here now, because I see that I've got a little bit of stuff around the neck plate as well here. Let's see. Let's see. It helped, but didn't completely take it off. Okay, so those are the depressions that occurred from the sawdust into the poly that probably wasn't fully cured when they put it on. So there are some depressions underneath there, which of course won't be shown. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna go with the spray wax. Let me just push this down a little bit, and we're gonna move that drill out of the way. I'll have to clean that pad again. Alright, so one side is applying the detailer. I got some bits today from Temu. Something that I could have used yesterday when I was going in there and shaving off those big nipples of Holly. A little box of router bits, 15 pieces in a box that I ordered because they sent me a coupon that said I could get 3 items for 1 cent a piece, and then plus an order for $35 minimum checkout, and I'd get the 3 extra items. Well, turns out I ended up ordering a 15-piece set of router bits because I only have a couple of long ones that I used for some of the mods on some of the Strats and LPs that I've done. Oh my God, that is so beautiful now. And on a prior order, they offered me a huge discount of 70%, and in that 70%, they included what I could choose from being a hand router, not the double handled one, but the little hand one that I've been looking at for some time after buying the bigger one, because Brad Engrove uses one all the time. And I thought, oh, it might be nice to have one. And they were going for $42 on Amazon at one point. Well, 32. Now they're 47, 45, and up. Not as economical as they were before. You know, a couple of years. Ah, somebody loves me. Or maybe not. That's a YouTube notification. I was able to get the same hand router I'd been looking at on Amazon for $47 these days. I got it for $27 on Temu with one of their special discounts. Now, they figured out I was on WhatsApp, and Temu just started sending me offers through WhatsApp for some pretty good deals. They offered me one lately that I could get 3 items for 1 cent a piece. So I said, okay, let's see where this goes. Well, I ended up buying 3 items for 1 cent a piece, 2 of which are welders. One is a hand welder that comes in a format like a drill, and the other one is the little box that comes in like 120 amp that can do stick welding. So I ordered each one of those plus something else. I can't remember what the other things were. So I ordered 2 welders because I also watch a lot of YouTube videos about people welding things and making little things to help them out with tools and other stuff. But you got to weld some stuff from time to time, and I'm thinking, I can't do that. I don't have anything. Well, I will now as soon as that order comes. Hopefully it wasn't fake, and I'm actually going to get it. We'll see. I did get the deal on the hand router, and it's okay. I got it. Now, it didn't come with one of those carriages that has the port to be able to suck out stuff with your vacuum cleaner. And then I saw that they're selling those separately for $27, and I'm going, well, I paid $27 for the whole the whole unit. Now they want $27 just for the carriage with the vacuum port on it. I might get another offer. Who knows? Or I'll be able to take advantage of getting one of those, just for the hell of it. Not that I do a lot of routing these days, but you know. Now this body has turned out quite amazing. Yeah, I did get a carriage bit of some kind that has a roller on the end that I probably could have gone in there and just right across there and taken those things off like nothing, but well, I hand did it, and it's going to work. And I'm lucky that I had enough control by hand that I didn't do any damage with those chisels. Now there was one thing came to my, oh yeah, I said I wanted to change these strap buttons. I actually have some strap buttons. Oh, and yeah, of course, we have to do this. We have to do another fitment test. Now that that's removed. And I'm still having a little bit of trouble there. Still having a little bit of trouble up against that ledge. That pickup is so close. Now I can get mine to go flat, but the holes just don't line up completely. I didn't really expect them to. Bridge. I wanted to see with the bridge in there. Okay, it comes up really nicely around the bridge. Whole hole almost lining up. I've got some that are, and most of them are not. So I am going to fill these holes in order to get this pickguard on there. This one also overhangs the pocket by a little bit, so I think the pocket was cut a little bit too far in as well, because I do not believe the neck fits in all the way. And we'll just check my belief. So we still have a little work to do here with this. So yeah, there's a little bit more I could get off. I may actually try the router bit now. I'm just going to put this right along the line at the top, because I'll have to run the carriage over the top of that, and I just don't want it screwing anything else up. All right, we may get to see a live demonstration of the brand new hand router. So this is a little box with 15 pieces, and this is the one I was talking about that has that roller thing. Oh, yeah. Could do some good, but it's going to come up over the top of the edge here. All right, trial and terror. It is trial and terror time. I am going to reposition this one a little bit closer to that top edge to especially try to avoid the chipping there. I mean, even though it's covered by the pick guard, I mean, you know, right? You know. You know. So I'm just doing that for visibility. Yes. Okay. Let me move my towel. I had a nice mat. I think I have one at the other bench, but the one for this bench is missing. I do not know what happened to that mat that I had over here, especially for this. I might just put it in the wash and then something else happened to it. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit scary. Stand by till I get my router. And here it is, the original box it came in. I thought I had a spare tool bag to put this in, but I did not. So I'm waiting for one to come up at my Dollarama. Oh, they sent me a straight bit as well. Yeah, that's, again, fairly tall. And I'm not going to use it for fear of chipping the top edge. Tools. There's a wrench. And I'm going to need that. Oh, there's two wrenches. Which one am I going to need? A big one for the bit. And the other thing is a bracket, guide bracket, extra set of brushes. It's a non-brushless system, so that's why they're less expensive. And it's got plastic that just comes off, and they sell these separately that has the hose option on it. And this is how you set your depth as well, somewhere along here. Is there a depth guide? I thought there was. I thought there was. Oh yes, I did see it. There's a depth guide over here, and how is that marked out? Oh, it's in centimeters. Yeah, that's, I see that's centimeters. The bit. What did I do with the bit? There it is. Okay, I haven't done anything with this yet. Normally there's a place where you can hold to be able to get your, stop that from turning, which is where? I call it a trimmer. Oh, I see what's going on. You need the both wrenches. That's how they're doing it. You don't have a push button to hold this thing. There's an upper and a lower. So that's what the lower does down there, as the upper does up here, to open that up so you can get your bit in. And then kind of adjust it. Let me see the width of this thing. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't want that scratching anything. So I'm just going to plug it in. So it's all plastic on plastic. So this is good. Oh, I shouldn't have plugged that in there. If I hit that switch accidentally, I am going to have a mess on my hands, and maybe a mess of my hands. Okay, so if I adjust it down there, like that, and then tighten up a bit, like that, that should be the exact height that I can get out of it. And then if I just tighten this against the body, that should be the best I can do. Now there's a little Allen key head here for that, which is causing it to sit a little bit higher than I'd like it, but you know, you got to do what you got to do, right? Okay, now which way I don't even know which way this thing is going to spin. Let's see if I can figure that out. Okay, so it's spinning clockwise the way I'm holding it. And I think I'm going to need my R2-D2 here to somehow help me with the flying debris. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to make it work. I don't know. So just in case, I'm going to do a couple of other things, which is mask up. I got one of these, which helps a little bit. All right, let's see her spin. This mask covers your full face, which is great, but when you have to wear glasses to see up close now, you can't really see that well because it's pushing the glasses into your head. But it is working a little bit, and this bolt on the bottom is digging into the poly down there. Very, very fine dust. Very, very fine dust. And I think what's happening is that since this is also riding on the poly, I'm not getting much more of the poly coming off. So I am going to do something different. I'm going to put my N95 on. Like that. And so I can get a much better view up close like that. Let me see if I can get you in here. That's pretty good. These things spin fast, and you know, they have a tendency to reset this. Okay. Okay, so a few chips came off. Came all over me. but it's not being able to get as close as I'd like it to, because this is riding on some of the poly that is there. Alright, I'm just going to leave that bit on there in the box for now. I got to clean up with the vacuum. Okay, did it help a lot or not much? That should be okay. No, it did not. Okay. I'm going to go back and get the chisel and see if I can get a little bit more off of it. I won't bore you with it. Okay, here's what I did. I took this bit off and I went back with an uncollared bit, less tall, and I took off all the poly, and it's just below the upper lip here. And so what I'm going to do now is sand back the upper part. This is almost fitting, and I think it's just a little bit of the upper part. At least the pickup will sit flat, even though the holes are for the pickguard are just off a tiny little bit on a couple of them, and we're going to see if we cannot screw this up. You know, now that I've got that there, I might be able to go back with the collared version and take this off without trying to sand it. What? We are doing some risky business. We are doing some risky business. It's also making a ton of sawdust. I really wish it had to come with the, that's the other way, with the vacuum setup on it. Okay, now that I've got a clean line just below there, let's see what I can do with that. Okay, I think I can just tighten this up, and then I'll use the carriage to adjust the height that I want. Turn it around so I can see. Here's my there's a little poop hole here, peephole. Right there. And that should get it to go flush with what I already did with the short bit. Thinking it is off. Okay. Back with the mask. Give me a second. Well, that was successful in taking off the upper lip. Now, I've left with the other bit a little edge at the bottom. Yeah, a tiny little edge down in there. What's happening is these ceramic magnets are quite deep, and it's hitting the lower ledge. So, some time ago, when I was buying, bits for my regular router, I bought this one, which is the opposite of this one, which I was just using. Where the roller is at the bottom on this one, and that, top and bottom. So now that I've got my upper edge taken off, I can go back with the shorter one and set my router down to take off the lower edge using the smoother upper edge as my guide. Damn, it's nice to have tools around, you know. Okay, all the noisemakers are off. Let me see what happened there. Okay. I can tell that there's just a tiny little bit of stuff there I can't get at. Alright, let's see if any of that worked. I went back with the chisel there just to get a tiny little bit at the bottom of, in case those magnets were sitting a little deep. They look like they are just about at the bottom of the cavity. And this and a stick. Yeah, it's going to be dealer's choice, I guess, as to exactly how I want that to go. So I was hoping to find one of the holes. Okay, so that does sit flat now, and that's okay. I'm okay with it. I've taken off as much as I think I want to go. I could go further, but there's really not a lot of benefit to doing so. Luckily, we managed not to damage the top. Can you imagine? Huh. How did that happen? I guess experience has paid off in some regards, and I didn't do any serious damage. This is a 2. I need this for the collar tightening, as well as some other things over here at this bench. Alright, we're going to safety this chisel. Do it with the other one. And since I'm now going to call it done, I'm going to take this out and clean the stuff up. This version of work has gone on quite long, so I'm probably going to have sped up some of the sections to make it not seem like a whole hour of recording has occurred. So now I've got holes to fill on the top. See you later. I'm going to show you one of the 11. I take my toothpick plugs, push it down to the full depth of the hole. Now that one is very, very deep, and I'm thinking I don't want that. I could always turn it upside down. I go to put it in. Yeah, I can do that. So I measure it with my thumbnail. Make a little black mark right at my nail. You can't see it, but it's there. Alright, so I can put that on there. And then I take my wire strippers that are now cutters, and I cut it exactly on that line, and now I've got a plug exactly to fit that hole. Now I've done that for all of them. So now I can make it like an assembly line. I can use my brush, and I can go in my wood glue. I'm going to just put some wood glue down inside these holes. Now it's not going to reach the full depth of the hole, but I'm also going to put it on the plug. And we're going to clean it up all over the top of it, and then we'll let them set. Now I have a little bit of stuff on the top of there. I'm going to have to go and clean that again. I'm going to get my wax, go back over that. I'm going to go clean this up because this is reusable. See you in a bit. Yeah, I just wanted to give you an inside shot of that forward wall there, all cleaned off from where all those huge drips of poly were. Plus there's a, I guess about a 1/16 of an inch layer of a couple of millimeters of wood taken off to try to give that pickup a little bit more place to breathe. And I think it just gives it enough to be straight sitting on the pick guard. I just wanted to give you a quick look on the bridge saddle replacements. So what I did was I put a piece of paper underneath the screws in the front. I marked where they were sitting to be close, because I didn't check the intonation, but they're kind of set up in a certain way, so I'm figuring probably close. So in order to get back to that point, I'm doing that as well. I just made a mistake, but before I thought about turning on the camera and making this mistake, I was taking off the saddle, and I'll show you on the last one, matching the height of the set screws, because I know that it was correct for the proper action that I had before I dismantled. So this one, the height, is probably going to be out because I didn't pay attention to it, but that's easy to fix. Now as I wind that down, I watch in the front, and the screw stopped right there. It's going to go with that. Now the other thing I haven't done yet is remove this jack and go for a pure tone. Let's not knock that over, because my jacks are in this heavy metal box here. Am I going to put the pure tone, or am I going to put that? That's okay. That's a good one too. Actually, the pure tones are pretty hard to get out of Strat body, so I'm gonna put this one, because these shepherd staffs, as they're called, is original Switchcraft design. Used many of those in my lifetime, and I know that they work okay. Okay, it is ready to install. And that is the end of this little excitement.